Yes, the Dakini is a very, very highly evolved Deva. And it's quite important to think of all of the consorts of the Buddhas, the Dhyani Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, their consorts such as Tara, Samantara, and so forth, as Devas. They're the feminine aspect of the enlightened male being. So in the Buddhism, the consort is called prajna, it's the wisdom, and the masculine is the compassionate part of the union. And so the whole symbolism of the male-female interrelationship of the two kingdoms of nature, the parallel streams, is implicit in the Dakini or the prajna and the which is the consort of the Buddha or the Bodhisattvas. In Hinduism, the feminine is a force, it's called Shakti, whereas Shakti just simply means the female force. And so the yogins are busy trying to unite with their Shakti. With Buddhism, and the female force, of course, is problematic because it means control and manipulation of substance, and that leads to the left hand black magical practices. Not always, but it can quite easily. Whereas the Buddhists say no, it's the wisdom aspect is the feminine. And when you get the stories of the saints, such as Milarepa suddenly being confronted by a Dakini of a certain colour, and it comes and tells it something or prophesies the future. What it really means is that the Deva, the Dakini, the Deva, is a lord of karma. She can foretell the future and tell Milarepa or the saints what's going to happen, where to go to meet such and such a being, and so forth, because they are the agents of karma. They embody the substance of karma. They are enlightened beings because they are prajna. And you get this term prajna paramita in Buddhism, which is literally speaking the mother of all Buddhas. And that's the great ocean of virtue or the great ocean of wisdom. And there you get this feminine aspect that gives birth to all of the Buddhas. So the whole concept of the feminine in Buddhism is quite important. And normally the Dakinis are naked because they relate to naked perception. They're naked and dancing with skull bones. They frequent the channel grounds, the cemeteries, because they are concerned or associated with death and dying. By death and dying, we're talking about the corpses of the samskaras, the klishas, the mental emotional attributes that are the poisons of human existence, and so they dance upon these things. The term Dakini literally means sky goer or sky dancer, because it relates to the nakedness of perception, the emptiness of space in which they dance. And this whole concept of dance brings back the fact that they are energy fields, the consciousness or conscious energy fields that embody space and therefore embody the substance of the vectors of karma that are woven to produce the tapestry of life. So, and then the Buddha or the Bodhisattva is the compassionate part that works with that substance in order to liberate it from bondage to form, or bondage of form, from suffering and the need to reincarnate into forms.
So would you say then, working on like a more plain English level, when you said earlier about humans consciously cooperating with devas, in a Buddhist sort of terminology, it'd be like the bodhisattvas would be consciously cooperating with Dakinis?
In the Bada Turtle, you have the theriomorphic entities, which are the female forms with animal heads, and they are wrathful. They relate to the mental emotions, the samskaras of the mental emotions that need to be transmuted and transformed. And so in the tantras, the Buddhists work directly with these wrathful deities in order to transform cliches, to transform their gross substance, their afflictive emotions into enlightenment perceptions. And with that, they work with the masculine form of the Harukas, for instance, of the wrathful deities, and underneath them their consorts, which normally hold skull caps and embrace with them, and they're trampling over on the corpses of that which has been slain, which are the mental emotions, the afflictive mental emotions, and in relationship to them is a whole host of these stereomorphic feminine deities that relate to the more elementary stages of the transformation of base nature into spiritual goal, into enlightenment attributes. And so the feminine is working all the way through, even when you get to the Dharmakaya, and you get the highest of the Adi Buddha, Samantabhadra, sitting naked in embrace with his consort. He's normally blue and she's white. And there again you can see this non-dual union of compassion and wisdom to produce the highest of all attributes. I was going to say of consciousness, but we're transcending consciousness at this stage. The other interesting thing with the Devas, of course, is the sound of a bell, such as this, and the spaceness of the bell sound is the Deva portion, or the Dakini portion, whereas the Vajra is the masculine, that which molds space into the consciousness attributes. So one is spaciousness and empty, and the other is that which is the wisdom that has evolved from it, or the compassion, or the embrace of the compassion with the wisdom of the Dhyani Buddhas.